Welcome to the Color of Influence podcast, where you will hear conversations from influential people of color from around the world, from social media, and right here in your communities. These behind the scenes conversations will motivate you, inspire you, and encourage you. I am your host, Aisha Morgan, and let's meet today's guest. On today's episode, we have Naledi. She is one of the designers for Target's Black History Month collection this year, and you've seen Jamel, Kingsley, and myself wearing her designs. If you head over to her Instagram and her website, you will be even more amazed by all of her paintings. Now, we are recording on 2 different continents, so there are some audio glitches here and there, but overall, we had a great conversation. I cannot wait to see where her career goes from here. So, without further ado, here's my conversation with Naledi. All right, y'all. So, welcome back to the podcast. We are here with Naledi, and I am so excited to hear her story, guys. I discovered her from Target during Black History Month. I got myself, my daughter, and everybody all of her shirts. If you see us around Houston, we will be matching because we all wear them together because they are so amazing. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then we're going to get right into our conversation.
My name is Naledi Tshegofatso Modupi. I am a South African visual artist. I'm both digital and traditional artist, so I find myself more into the digital space because I enjoy it a lot. It has a lot of freedom, a lot of resources available for me. And I create work for women, specifically Black women, I'd like to think. And yeah, how did I get started? I've always been a creative. I've been around creative people and inspiring creative people from my mom to my siblings to just a bunch of people from music to art, everything creative.
Yeah.
So it was just always easier for me to get into this rather than thinking outside of the creative space.
And where are you right now?
I think I am trying to establish, I don't know if establish is the word, but establish my voice, like be grounded at what I'm trying to communicate. So that's where my process. I know what I like and I know what I like to create, but I need to know more of why. Grounded in why.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So I know before we started recording, you told me that you were in a whole nother country. So where are you?
I'm in Cape Town, South Africa, which means it is currently 2 a.m.
2
Yeah.
a.m. And we really appreciate you for getting up and sitting and having this chat with us. Now, are you from there or are you just there visiting?
I'm South African. I'm just from Joburg. So I recently moved to Cape Town because it's a very artistic place. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of guidance, mentors, everything art happens here. So I just feel closer to get inspired and to help like where I am. And I said I'm trying to be grounded in my voice and how to present what I'm trying to communicate. So I do think that this place right now is perfect.
Yeah.
I'll be learning a lot and it's only been about a minute. Yeah.
Okay, good. So how did you get your art seen by anyone in America?
I actually can't. I think it was one Instagram page that reposted my work, and then that happened. So I used to have like South Africans really like that. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And then one Instagram, I can't remember exactly what it was. They reposted my work or something, and I had like a bunch of people, and then from there, it's like just more people. Like, okay, but it's now mainly literally every time I sell a print or a creative commission for someone that's an American person. I'm like, that's crazy because South Africans aren't really into work as much.
Yeah.
Okay. that's also something I need to figure out. Why aren't these people Americans? So that's something I'm very curious to find out more about. If we sit down and look at everything around them. But yeah, that's how it happened.
So from the beginning of, take us through the journey of how you got your art um, in like the apparel of Target.
Okay. It's actually not a long story.
Okay.
So not that interesting. It is interesting. It is interesting. Okay. So I think it was last year. It was last year around that. And I actually remember which outfit I posted. A lot of people really like. I think that's where it comes from.
Okay.
Because people really liked it and we posted it. And then after that, I got an email from this lady who told me she was from Target and I was like, "There's no way. Don't do that." And she was like, "I want to work on this project." And she mentioned that it was for Black History Month. I think that for me meant a lot because that showed me that people are receiving my work the way I want them to. So if you're able to associate my work to Black History Month, that says a lot, not just art pieces. It
Yeah.
is made to empower Black people. And if you want that for Black History Month, that for me was that was amazing. I really wanted to be part of it. And I was like, yes,
Yeah.
let's get it. And from there, just email and got it started. And that was it.
Now, did you ever have
Yeah,
to come here for any of the process, or was it all just virtual meetings and?
it was, especially because it was COVID time.
Right,
It
it was
was
during
for,
COVID.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was over that was really cool. I enjoyed
Okay.
that. And just seeing the actual final, so the final outcome and how people receive the work and like the feedback you got from people who actually got the t-shirt. That was very heartwarming and it almost validated me and my work and how I do what I do
Yeah.
because it was like that people are actually seeing themselves in my work because that's the whole point of it. It's not just pretty colors and you need to be able to see yourself and love yourself and a whole bunch of things that you should be gaining from it. And a lot of people are really good about it. Yeah.
Yes. And then definitely, because I think, well, first of all, how did you decide what you wanted, like what part of your art you wanted to submit for it? Or did you create something totally different for Target?
I created something totally different.
Okay.
Find something for like kids and billboards and all. Yeah. So there's a lot of like, out there. Like, got something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I was gonna say first was, you can see yourself or someone else in each one of those shirts, in each piece of your art, and even going to your website and looking at your different paintings, um, you can associate what you're drawing and what you're painting with someone or something that you know. So, what do you get inspired by?
I'm inspired by that. Like faces. It's always like I have a friend of mine who says you need to stop looking at people the way you do because it's like, oh my god, this person's face is so interesting. That's literally it. Like I just find so much interest in seeing different faces and
Yeah,
being able to because they usually just touch me anyway. So being able to reinterpret that in a fun, colorful way for more people to see it the way I see it.
yeah,
I think that is an interesting process, but the results are always so fulfilling for me anyway. Because it's like I saw it like this and I'm able to create something out of that. That's will be different, but it still gives us the same thing. And a lot of people get to receive it different,
right.
whichever way you want to. Yeah.
So from going into Target and being a part of their Black History Month collection, what has that done for your business or yourself as an artist?
that has certainly established me more as an artist, especially here, which is very weird because I feel like I was more, I don't know if the word is established, but I was more established outside of my own country. So I think one thing that I'm super grateful for is I have space in the art world, like
Yeah.
my little seat. So that is something that is good for me. I'm able to do more with my work because of the ability that I'm able to say that I was one of the authors. That has a lot of on it and it has certainly helped me a few times. But it really has helped me create more of the kind of work I would have wanted to anyway.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So have you received like any new opportunities because of this that you
I
can
have.
share with us?
Yeah, I think I'm having my first exhibition this Saturday, which is super. I've always known. I always said I've always wanted to exhibit my work, but I've always had a primary relationship with that. But I'm finally getting my own exhibition this weekend. So I'd like to think that's from that because it's also Cape Town based.
Yeah.
So everything that's South African, like any opportunity that I'm getting here, I like to think that comes from the South opportunity. Everything else I was doing was keeping up everything. Not that I was doing it for it to
Yeah.
So yeah, that is something that means a lot to me right now. I'm finally having. I feel like that also really establishes you as an artist, place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something.
Now, is like art, the art scene in Cape Town, what is that like? Because I know everywhere you go, art is a little bit different. So kind of describe to us, like, what is their art scene like?
The art scene for me, maybe I'm not exposed enough, but it's mainly white artists and white creatives. But there aren't a lot of black female creatives. So for me to be able to do this, I think that's why it means so much to me, is because I'm the only black female artistic ability in this whole thing. So that is quite huge. And I just recently moved. So the whole space is really predominantly white and male. It's not like black. And even with the black community, it's usually telling the same narrative towards black culture, like the race in general, which highlights the struggle of black people. So it's very rewarding for me to get this in order for me to be able to contribute to the narrative of black beauty, black excellence, and all the beautiful things. But yeah, I think that's essentially what the scene is here in Kingston. It's highly opposite of what I do feel like.
Yeah. Which is interesting from an American, because I wouldn't think that, somewhere in South Africa would be predominantly white men, because that's kind of how it is here in America. So why do you think that is in South Africa, that in Cape Town, like that white men predominantly are the artists out there?
I've had to think about it a lot. I don't think anyone is really shutting me out of the space, but I do think that situations in black communities are very different. To the point where a career in art is not necessarily an option.
Right.
You don't have a lot anyway because it shouldn't be a fault. How are you going to make money in art? Or it's very closed. Also, firstly, we don't have a lot of artists who are out trying to take it as a career. Hence, you don't find a lot of them in the artists. And when you do, it's almost like only a few are not.
Right.
So it's a very tricky thing that's happening. But I do think that we're really growing. There's a lot more artists that come out, and a lot of black, especially in Joburg. To be honest, a lot of black artists are being highlighted. But yeah, not that artists are being highlighted recently.
Yeah.
So recently.
It's pretty similar to here. I mean, art, anything in the art, whether it be music or being an actual artist, um, for us is not looked at as like a lucrative career where you're going to make money. Like a lot of people do it as a hobby, and they don't see it as like an actual career where you can, go out and do something that you love, that you're good at, and actually be able to take care of yourself. Um, but I definitely think, social media has kind of changed that narrative. Do you think it's similar out there? Social media is helping to shape it a little bit.
I was saying that I think social media definitely has a huge impact on our growth into the art space as Black people. But also, I think the COVID of people more receiving and identifying with that. So post COVID, we have a whole group of people, a whole group of artists, especially. I think that's why a lot more people are introduced into this space right now, because that period allowed us to see and receive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see that too. Like we were all kind of stuck in the house, we're on our phones, so we're just scrolling and looking, and you really can't go anywhere. So you do kind of, it was almost like having a museum or art exhibit like right in your hand, and you're seeing all these people and all this art. So I agree. Yeah, COVID definitely did
It's a
help.
lot of time to be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people were able to like let that part out. They're not going to work. So they were able, like
Yes.
you said, to be creative. Now, do you feel like during that time, did it change your art being so isolated? Or do you think it just gave you more time to create what you like?
It gave me more time to find myself in my work. It gave me more time to create work that translates to who I am and how I think I want to see myself in my work. So
Yeah.
before what I do now, I used to paint a whole, I love that place. But I used to paint a lot of them in black and white, and I love that so much and still do. But I don't think I was able to like paint that. Like I didn't feel a connection to it. My work. I love it. I love seeing it, but it just didn't feel like me and
Yeah.
translation to art. So I think that period gave me a lot of time to discover and create something that really valued within my personality. And so it did. It helped me find myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, and I know like I have a couple friends that are artists, and they
Mm-hmm.
felt like during COVID, um, they didn't let like the situation change them. They just tried to be more creative and like more real with what they wanted to create, because it's like I'm not really doing this for to sell it. I'm doing this to kind of just center myself back to like my creative
Mm-hmm.
side. So, talk to me about the your favorite thing that you've created, like either a painting or something you did for yourself or something you did for someone else. Like, what was your favorite piece to create?
I think any artwork that I reference space, that's definitely my favorite because I do have problems with identity and confidence in general. So I've never created portrait, like I've never created self portrait for example. So I think every time I use my person, I've been doing that a lot, it shows my growth and finding myself in myself.
Yeah,
So if I create that, that gives me a lot of satisfaction and a lot of joy because I actually went through an entire process looking at my face and was finding it and I've been cringed for doing anything and I completed the artwork and everything. And that shows progress
yeah,
in myself. So that's
good.
probably yeah.
Yeah. So, from what you created in Target, is it sold out there? Like, are the shirts sold in Targets out there?
They are. I think it was supposed to be just for Black History Month.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they were only here for like February and then March, and then they were gone.
yeah, yeah. So I don't think this was supposed to be just for Black History Month.
Yeah, same here. So tell me, who has inspired you on your art journey?
A lot of photographers, definitely a lot of photographers. Um, hmm. I have a lot of photographers that I reference, for example, not
Hmm.
necessarily their, but just like how they take pictures in such a majestic, beautiful way.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a few things that mainly South African, like you have your Diamonds, your sacred things like that. I don't know what to him, but he's someone that I enjoy. So we had like the whole entire series where we captured everyday faces of streets of Jordan. That was an interesting concept. So it was like places that you would just pause. He captures that in a way that you're able to actually see that, oh my God, this is an entire face with so much detail, so much depth, so much to actually learn from it. So that's where I think that's what I want from my work. I want to be able to see a face and really walk from it. Yeah,
What was his name?
Cedric Nzaka. I
Okay.
think his name is Everyday People Story.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. And
I
you
think
said he's in Jordan?
none is in Jordan.
Oh, okay. Got it. Are there any like actual artists that you're inspired by, or is it more photographers?
I am inspired by him. I'm inspired by another song. I hate that these are all male black males, but
Yeah.
yeah. I'm inspired by Nelson Mandela, who's also South African, absolutely amazing. Because he also highlights blackface
Hmm.
and he creates some absolutely amazing colors, areas and stuff like that. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's quite big.
What's
Yeah,
say his name again?
Nelson Mandela.
I may have seen his work. I'm
Thank
like
you.
the worst person with names, but it's the same thing with like
Mhm.
singers and stuff. Like I know people's songs, but like if somebody asks me someone's name, I'm like, I don't know who sings it. So I probably saw his work. I just didn't know that it
I'm
was.
not like I don't know the name, but tell me about the
Yeah.
movie.
Exactly. So from the work that you create, what do you want people to feel when they see your work?
I think I want my work to inspire people to fall in love with themselves. Obviously, to see a reflection of yourself, but also see yourself as if you're able to see a reflection of yourself, that's great. Firstly, I need you to do that. But on top of that, you need to be able to see colors, you need to be able to see joy, boldness, just beauty in it. That way, it empowers you to feel confident in yourself. It inspires you to see yourself as this beautiful being. Like, I think I'm trying to speak more of how Black is beautiful, how almost like run away from the usual narrative of what Blackness is. To
Yeah.
see yourself as both like being. Both, whatever you choose to see, it should be beautiful because that highlight the beauty of it. Yes, that's essentially it.
Yeah. And I think that that's good because when you do see your paintings, not just the ones from Target, they do evoke to me just positive reflections of Black people in general. Just all of our different face shapes and our facial features, and no matter which one you look at, they're all beautiful. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like us, like we don't all have to look the same to be beautiful.
So, there's beauty in that difference.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. So from, we know what you want people to feel about your work. But how do you want to inspire others going forward? So if I'm a young artist and I see your work, how do you want to inspire the next artist?
I think I want the next artist to not put a lot of depth towards the self-care. Like it's supposed to be something where you're like you're supposed to be able to create as a form of therapy, to create as a form of helping yourself. Like I said, I've always just had the full time of self-confidence or my race, for example, being black people, a lot of people that has always been an issue. So the work I do is feeding to my own trauma, my own difficulties. So it's me allowing myself to put my heart out. So if you're, I think for other artists, I'd really say you need to create something that you're super passionate about, something that speaks to you more than it does to anyone else, because that on its own allows you to truly live in your art. And a lot of people will feel, a lot of people will actually say that because it's so genuine and it's you. I feel so connected to my work, whether or not you feel it. Like I know that it's me, and that's, I don't know what else to do. It's truly that's it. Not just to get from it.
Yeah. And the best art comes from when you do what you love and not doing what other people think you should do. So that is pretty much it. Like that was a great conversation besides our internet issues. How about you tell us how we could find you either on social media or your website, so everybody can check out your work.
Okay, on social media, I have two accounts, my personal and my art, also income, which is Naledi my website is www.naledimodupi.com. Yeah, I'm on Facebook and Twitter, but that's
Yeah. So thank you so much for waking up in the middle of the night to have this conversation. And everyone else, go check out her Instagram and her website and purchase some art.
Thank you so much. This is absolutely amazing. My eyes are shining.
Well, I hope you. Thank you again for waking up. I really appreciate it. All right. Bye. And that's a wrap on another amazing episode. I know that you were just as inspired as I was after listening to that conversation. And to let us know how we're doing, don't forget to leave us a review, like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. You can also follow us on all social media platforms, from YouTube to Facebook, at The Color of Influence, and on Instagram, the_color_of_influence. You can check out all of our episodes and additional content on our website, thecolorofinfluence.com, and that's an N only for influence. And don't forget to share the podcast with someone you know, and have them share the podcast with someone they know. Thank you all for listening. Until next time, peace out.